If you constantly find yourself thinking about things that upset you, getting stuck in painful memories, and then beating yourself up, wondering what if I had done things differently, would the outcome have changed? You might be caught in a mental trap called rumination. Rumination is this habit of mentally replaying the past over and over again. It's like having a loop stuck on repeat in your brain, constantly bringing up things you can't change and magnifying the pain. Eventually, it just drains you emotionally and mentally. From a psychological standpoint, rumination is actually a kind of defense mechanism. Your brain's trying to protect you by analyzing the past to find mistakes or weak spots, looking for answers or closure. But the problem is, it rarely finds anything satisfying. Instead, you get stuck in a spiral of negative emotions, and it becomes a cycle of emotional burnout. The more you ruminate, the harder it gets to break free from the past. And the longer you stay in that space, the more anxiety and uncertainty you feel about the future. When you're caught in this loop, your brain is in overdrive, burning energy and attention while staying in high alert mode. And here's the kicker. Rumination feels like you're problem solving, but you're actually going nowhere. You're just spinning your wheels instead of moving forward. People who are perfectionists are especially prone to this. They tend to overanalyze every decision they've made, trying to figure out the perfect way they should have acted. But life doesn't work like that. There's rarely a perfect answer. And when they can't accept that they made a mistake, they spiral deeper into self-blame. Another type that often falls into the rumination trap, people who lack a sense of emotional safety. They fear the unknown and uncertainty, so they keep digging into the past, hoping to find some kind of reassurance. But in reality, this constant reviewing only makes them more anxious. What's often behind all this rumination is childhood trauma. If your parents were quick to criticize and rarely offered encouragement, you might have developed an inner voice that's super critical. If your emotions were dismissed or you were told to toughen up anytime you got upset, you probably learned to suppress how you really feel, but never learned how to process it. Over time, this turns into a mindset where you blame yourself for everything, even things that are long over. Kids raised like this often grow into adults who believe it's my fault because I wasn't good enough. That inner critic becomes relentless, leading to intense emotional burnout. So how do you break out of this cycle? First, recognize that rumination is a mental defense mechanism. It tricks you into thinking you're doing something productive, but you're actually avoiding the real issue, facing your current emotions and your true self. The first step is acceptance. Don't beat yourself up for overthinking. It'll only make the cycle worse. Second, start identifying your rumination triggers. What situations or conversations pull you back into that mental loop? When you catch yourself spiraling, try grounding yourself in the present moment. Pay attention to your breath, your surroundings, or the way your body feels. These here and now cues can help snap you out of the past. Third, find healthy ways to express your emotions. People who ruminate often struggle to process feelings, especially tough ones like anger or sadness. Try journaling, talk to someone you trust, or consider speaking with a therapist. Learning to face your emotional needs head-on is a game changer. Finally, practice self-compassion. At the heart of rumination is usually a lack of self-acceptance. Try telling yourself, I did the best I could. Making mistakes is part of being human. Be kind to the wounded part of yourself. Real self-love isn't about being soft on yourself. It's about recognizing your limits and learning to live with your imperfections. Rumination is a habit, and like any habit, it can be changed. Once you become aware of it and start rewiring your thought patterns, you'll free up so much mental and emotional energy. You'll stop living in the past and start being present in your life again. Remember, the way you think shapes the quality of your life. Breaking the rumination cycle is the first step toward real inner peace.